Hey guys, this is Inversify here, and I've got I'm joining a new league called the Hive, and I'm gonna have a draft analysis. So it was a pretty interesting draft for me. Started off with a lot of things that I would normally draft, like Mew, Hydreigon, Staraptor, Rotom Heat, and then kind of got like semi-stally with the Mega Slowbro, the Florges, the Wobbuffet, and the Blissey. But yeah, so my first pick, I had a pretty early pick in the draft. I think I was like third or something, and I just wanted something with good versatility. You know, something that didn't really weigh down. Like, I could go a lot of different ways with Mew. It's just so versatile. It wasn't really restricting me as far as my next picks. Obviously, I wouldn't want to draft like another Psychic type too soon, but other than that, it's pretty versatile. Can be defensive, can be setup sweeper both sides, can set up rocks. Yeah. And then my next pick, I wanted to pick a Hydreigon. It's a mon that I have a lot of experience using. I just really like it. Again, it can hit from either side. Obviously, it's more known for hitting on the special side, but it still can hit pretty hard physically. And then we have the Staraptor, kind of crowding a speed tier here, but I just wanted the normal and flying spam, which it's not like that easy to just always have a consistent check for a Staraptor, especially if I can have good coverage with like Mew and Hydreigon to maybe like wear down some of his checks, like say a Celesteela. So I think it's pretty good and underrated Pokemon in the format, and it's brave for it's really hit hard with Reckless. It can also be decently bulky on the physical side with Intimidate. Alright, and then next I have Rotom Heat. It's even more Volt Turn. I really got a lot of that in the first 5 picks, and it's just a mon I really like to use, just giving me good electric typing, good fire typing, good. It's very good defensively, and it also there's some weird Z move rules, so everything can use offensive Z moves, and I had to choose like one thing that could use like special Z moves, like status Z moves. Except you couldn't use Omni Boost or Evasion boosting ones, and you couldn't use any weather, Z weather. So I thought that was like pretty specific. There wasn't that much that I really wanted to like go into. So I figured I'd slap it on Rotom Heat because it gets Psych Up, and Z Psych Up fully heals the Pokemon, so I can give it somewhat reliable recovery. Similar to like how Z Haze works, I believe, for Tapu Fini. And then added Decidueye for a good defogger, good Volt Turn. Really just a solid mon in general. Pairs pretty well with Rotom Heat. And then my next pick is kind of where I diverged from the plan a little bit. I want a nice bulky water, but a lot of them were taken by this point. So I ended up going with the Mega Slowbro, which it is definitely very bulky water. Doesn't really fit the team, but I figured I could still build around it. It's still a nice wall. Definitely some potential to sweep as well with Calm Mind. With all this Volt Turn here, I wanted to pick a good wall breaker for my next pick along with Staraptor, so I went with a Sawk, and I think it has pretty good coverage alongside Staraptor. as it can take down like rocks and steels types with ease, really, that Staraptor can sometimes have trouble against. And it even gets stuff like Earthquake for electric types. And then my next pick, I didn't have a fairy yet, and most of the good fairies were, well, most of the fairies that I was looking at were gone. So I ended up just going with the Florges. It pairs up pretty well with Mega Slowbro, being that it can has a very good special defense stat, complementing Mega Slowbro's very good physical defense stat, and also is a cleric that can heal Mega Slowbro from like a toxic or something. So everyone knows that Sawk is not enough to destroy all the steel types in the world for Staraptor and Hydreigon stuff. So I went with the Magneton next. It is another Volt Switcher, and also can just trap steels. It's pretty bulky if you put an EV highlight on it, and it can hit pretty hard too if you run Analytic instead of Magnet Pull. And obviously Sturdy is also a good ability, so it's not that versatile, but it has a couple of good abilities. And overall I think it's a pretty solid mon. And then my next pick, I was looking at tier 5 mons, and I couldn't really find anything that I liked that much, so I decided to just go with Wobbuffet. I think Wobbuffet is definitely worth more than tier 5 if played correctly, which I had a little bit of experience with it before, but not that much. Hoping to get some people sleeping with it. It's very good at trapping choice users, of course, if I can scout that out. And then my last pick, I really wasn't looking at drafting Blissey, and then I was looking at my team. I was like, man, I really don't have any Stealth Rocks, which I don't know, it was just bad planning on my part, I guess. So I went with Blissey. It gets Stealth Rock, and that's one of the main reasons I chose it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But again, it does complement Mega Slowbro pretty well. There is some use for it, but yeah, it's kind of just slapped on there. I'm thinking week 4, when I can start making transactions, I'm probably going to change up this team a little bit. But yeah, that is my team that I have to deal with for the first couple weeks. So you can look for some more of those videos coming out soon. See ya.